Thank you, gentlemen. Coming out of an incredible game 3 here from Lotus White as they find a very successful victory. We are joined on desk here by the one and only CommonTaco. And Taco, I want to be the first to congratulate you on probably the best win we've seen thus far here on the desk.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. That's about it.
Oh, all right. Okay. Starting with some
Easy.
spice immediately. Pretty,
That-
okay.
That was not the word I was going to come up with because I was going to bring up game 1 and 2. I think there was a very real possibility you guys were going to go down 0-2. Just based on the first game, like they had you, for quite a while, and you guys were able to come back. The set play, 6-3 and 14 in game 1, you definitely held your own, and I think you probably won lane all 3 games, so you were a rock in that top lane. I know it was easy for you. Tell us what it was like just laning against Zilla, who, this is the second best team in the league, I think, clearly. What was it like going up against another contender?
It was actually pretty fun. This was probably one of the more fun games I've had probably this season. Well, it's my first season playing, but he's pretty good. Definitely kept me on my toes. Hate to mention that last Malphite missed alt, but hey, we all have that. We all have that.
Me and Dunzy didn't see a single thing on stream.
But yeah, they were a good team, and definitely that game too. They rolled. It was good.
So speaking of that game too, we can all admit that counters is the one to boot here in terms of, player potential here for Hawkthorne in terms of their win con. How does it feel playing into that when you see the, Tyrannosaurus Rex of ADC keys, really come alive?
Well, as you can tell, all I was doing was ulting them and trying to save the rest of my team and just
We
deal
saw
with them
that.
in my
We saw the more
deal with it. But yeah, it definitely it's really it's just fun all around. He was a really good Vayne player. And he showed up a lot right there, and they built that team completely around him, and they played it really well.
I got 2 questions for you. One real quick before I shoot it over to Zephyr. First one, is Counters the best AD carry you guys have faced in Light League?
I'd say up to now, yeah.
Okay. Zephyr has made his declaration that this guy is number one in the league, and I think that he's shown up that way. Number 2, my second question, we talked a lot about games 1 and 2 and how tight they were. Game 2, pretty Hawkthorne favored, but still relatively close. Game 3 was a clinic, and you guys played nearly a perfect game. Unfortunately, you had that one blemish, died to a gank in the top lane, but, what was the major difference? Because Game 1 being so neck and neck, Game 2 a hard-fought loss, and then just coming out and obliterating in them Game 3. What changed?
We just all had some comfort picks going on, and we all felt comfortable in every single lane. It confused us when they picked Samira with the team comp that they had going on, but we all won our lanes. It was just a good finish for all of us.
Well, congratulations to you. I'll throw it over to Zephyr here.
One last question from me. I have to ask here, do you guys feel like this series as a whole has helped Lotus White kind of grow and change as a squad? This is, you said it yourself, a fun matchup, but it's also probably the most difficult that you've had to intercept here in Light League thus far.
Oh, for sure. It will definitely help us grow a lot, especially after that loss. But yeah, it'll definitely help us out in the long run, and definitely looking forward to continuing playing, and hopefully we face them again at some point.
Well, it might be playoffs where you see Hawkthorne here, as we are coming up on those relatively quickly. Dunzy, I'll pass this one back to you. Any last thoughts?
Just congratulations to you, CommonTaco. I think that's all around. All 10 players that showed up tonight, just really, really good job. Congrats to everyone. I think we're seeing a preview of the finals, man.
Yeah, hopefully. And sorry to Shells that he couldn't go get his coffee and make it through the boring game, I guess.
Before we touch you out, any last shout outs?
Yeah, Alex needs to work on making sure his power stays on during Clash matches on Sundays. But other than that, I'd like to say great game to Hawkthorne, and yeah,
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. CommonTaco, for joining us on Des. Hopefully, we will see you again here in these further weeks.
thank you guys.
All right, Mr. Dunsey, time to close this one out, baby. Like I said, it was an intense series through and through. I honestly think this could have gone 2-1 either way. That first game actually probably was the pacer that would have brought it to either which
Mhm.
direction. I think it totally could have gone Hawkthorne had
Yeah.
they changed up any of the decisions towards the end there, or, we ended up with a Lotus win. That
Yeah.
being said, I still am going to put Hawkthorne towards number one in my book, as Lotus promised me a 3-0 and that didn't come through.
To each their own. I know that those are the top two teams, but CBC and Enigma might have something to say about that because they are one game behind Hawthorne. Enigma with a clean 3-0 against Divine Ascension tonight. Clockwork coming back with a 2-1 win against the Degenerates. I think they won game 3 at least.
Yes,
we
they
can double check on that. Okay, so yeah, they came back and won the next two, reverse swept them. So they're neck and neck. They're one game behind. We talked about this featured matchup next week. Hawthorne versus CBC, gonna be a playoff determiner for the second seed. And Enigma, they're right there. They are sneakily in this top four, hanging by a thread with the rest of the group. Meanwhile, Redacted versus Cape Dogs comes to you on Thursday night. Make sure that you guys follow that because the sixth playoff spot is up for grabs for one of those guys.
That being said, though, we are going to call it close here on Light League. If you're looking to support us any further here at Excellence League, we, of course, have all of our lovely sponsors, most notably exclamation point AM Grind in chat, as well as our exclamation point Patreon if you want to really send the love our way. That being said, we do have Mid League and Heavy League at the exact same times here on Wednesday and Thursday every single week at the same time. Well, with all that being said, though, we hope you all stay safe and have a good night.